Imagine this: the universe, in its infinite wisdom, has given us a sacred manual instruction book for living the fullest, richest life imaginable. This manual is written not in ink or paper, but in the very laws that govern all things. And at the heart of this manual lies Chapter 1, the game of life itself. Hear me now. Life is not a chaotic struggle, but a dance, a beautiful dance choreographed by divine intelligence. And like any game, it has rules. Not rules to bind us, but rules to guide us toward triumph. When we understand these laws, when we learn to move with their rhythm, victory is not just possible, it is inevitable. The most powerful tools in this game are thoughts and our words. These are not idle musings. They are seeds, potent seeds that we plant in the fertile soil of the universe. Speak wisely, think boldly, and watch as your words bring forth miracles, health, prosperity, love, and peace. Choose them with faith, for faith is the very engine that propels these seeds to blossom into glorious reality. Ah, faith, that invisible, mighty force that moves mountains and parts seas. Without it, the game is stalled, the pieces frozen. But with unwavering faith, obstacles crumble like dust beneath the wind. The divine forces align themselves to serve you, to lift you up, to crown you with success. Yet, the game calls for more than just faith. It calls for listening, for surrendering. Within each of us resides a sacred voice, a whisper of divine guidance. It is the compass that steers us through storms and uncertainties. When we yield to this intuition, when we trust it as we would a dear friend, the path ahead lights up with clarity and joy. And finally, the keys to unlock the greatest treasures of all: gratitude and forgiveness. Carry these like precious jewels in your heart. Forgive the past, release the burdens of bitterness, and open wide the doors of your soul with gratitude. The universe responds to this vibration, pouring out abundance, peace, and love without measure. Dear friends, the game of life awaits your mastery. Step forward with courage, wield your thoughts and words with power, embrace faith, listen to your inner divine, and unlock the treasure chest of gratitude and forgiveness. Victory is yours, yours to claim, yours to celebrate. Play the game, play it boldly, play it joyfully, for life is not just to be lived, it is to be won. In the grand tapestry of life, our thoughts and words are the most extraordinary tools ever entrusted to us. They are not mere mental chatter or casual utterances. They are the very instruments through which we create our reality. Imagine that each thought is a seed, pregnant with the potential to grow into a towering tree or a vibrant garden. Every word spoken is like a gentle rain or a nurturing sunbeam that either helps these seeds flourish or wither away. The universe listens intently, not to the noise of our lips, but to the vibration of our inner beliefs expressed through our words and thoughts. When we grasp the immense power held within these invisible forces, we begin to see that we are not victims of circumstance, but masters of our destiny. It is crucial to understand that thought and word are spiritual tools that work ceaselessly, whether we wield them with intention or leave them to run wild. The moment we think something repeatedly, we imprint that idea into our subconscious mind, which in turn sends out signals to the world around us, aligning events, people, and circumstances to match the inner pattern we have created. This is the divine mechanism of manifestation. If we harbor thoughts of limitation, fear, or lack, we unwittingly set into motion a chain of events that reinforces those very conditions. Conversely, when our thoughts are saturated with faith, abundance, and possibility, we plant seeds of extraordinary potential that the universe eagerly cultivates. Words are the audible expression of our thoughts, the visible footsteps of our inner landscape. They carry creative power beyond measure. Speaking words of kindness, courage, and affirmation is akin to striking a match that lights the flame of change and progress. Conversely, careless words, criticism, or negative declarations are like weeds that choke out growth, or stones that block the flow of divine blessings. This is why choosing our words carefully is not just good advice, is a sacred practice. The divine laws do not judge our intentions alone. They respond to the energy that our words and thoughts emit. Faith-filled declarations, spoken with conviction, command the universe to align with our desires, making the impossible possible. To wield these tools effectively, one must become vigilant and deliberate in guarding the mind and tongue. It requires cultivating awareness, watching the thoughts that rise like clouds in the sky of the mind, and selecting those that serve our highest good. It means learning to speak, not from habit or reaction, but from a place of conscious creation. By doing so, we step into the role of co-creators with the divine partners in the unfolding miracle of life. The power of thought and word is not a mystical fantasy but a practical truth proven by countless lives transformed through this understanding. It invites us to take full responsibility for the stories we tell ourselves and others. Instead of succumbing to the drama of doubt and despair, we are called to become architects of a new reality, one where hope, faith, and joy are the building blocks. The divine game of life is waiting for us to master these tools, to plant our seeds with purpose, and to speak our words with the conviction that the universe is listening, ready to respond. Faith is the unseen but undeniably powerful force that transforms the impossible into the inevitable. It is the secret engine that moves mountains, parts seas, and breaks through barriers that seem insurmountable. Without faith, life's challenges remain immovable obstacles, and the visions we hold dear remain distant dreams. But when faith is alive and vibrant within us, it acts like a magnet, drawing the very things we desire into our experience. Faith is not blind belief or wishful thinking. It is a confident assurance, a deep knowing that what we seek is already in divine order and will manifest at the perfect time. This invisible force is the key that unlocks the laws of the universe. The divine laws respond not merely to our wishes, but to the energy we emit. When faith fills our heart, it sends a signal to the unseen realms that we are ready, that we trust the process, and that we claim our rightful place in the abundance and joy life has to offer. Faith is the bridge between desire and fulfillment, the spark that ignites the flame of manifestation. It is the unwavering conviction that the divine will provide, guide, and protect us as we navigate the twists and turns of life's journey. The power of faith lies in its ability to create a mental and emotional atmosphere where miracles can occur. Without faith, doubt and fear creep in, muddying our intentions and weakening our creative power. Fear shrinks our vision, paralyzes action, and blocks the flow of divine blessings. Faith, on the other hand, expands our vision, fuels our courage, and opens channels through which blessings pour freely. It transforms waiting into active expectancy and struggle into joyful anticipation. Faith is not a passive state but an active force that requires practice and cultivation. It asks us to hold steady, even when evidence seems lacking and circumstances appear bleak. To nurture faith, we must align our thoughts, words, and feelings with the reality we wish to experience, as if it were already true. This alignment creates harmony with divine laws and sets in motion the invisible gears of the universe. The act of faith is a declaration. I am ready. I trust. I receive. This declaration breaks through limitations, turning setbacks into stepping stones and obstacles into opportunities. Moreover, faith is intimately connected with surrender. It is the art of releasing control, not in defeat, but in trust. Surrendering to divine timing and wisdom allows the perfect unfolding of events beyond our limited understanding. This surrender is not about giving up. It is about giving over to a higher power with confidence that the outcome will be for our highest good. It is in this place of trust that faith shines brightest, illuminating the path when the way forward seems dark. Countless stories throughout history testify to the transformative power of faith, from individuals overcoming great odds to entire movements changing the world. Faith has been the driving force behind extraordinary breakthroughs. It invites each of us to step into this timeless power, to believe with our whole being, and to hold fast to the truth that faith is the invisible hand that guides and sustains us. Faith moves mountains not by force or struggle, but by the quiet, steadfast certainty that the universe conspires with us. It calls us to stand firm, to keep our eyes fixed on the prize, and to trust that what we seek is already making its way to us, even before we can see it with our eyes. This is the power that changes lives, shifts realities, and reveals the divine dance at the heart of the game of life. Within each of us lies a profound and sacred gift, a whisper from the divine that guides us with gentle yet unmistakable clarity. This gift is intuition, the inner voice that transcends logic, reason, and the noise of the outer world. It is the divine compass, the silent beacon that steers us through the labyrinth of life's challenges and choices. When we learn to listen deeply to this inner guidance, we unlock a source of wisdom far greater than our limited human understanding. Intuition is not a mere feeling or guesswork. It is the language of the soul, a direct connection to the infinite intelligence that orchestrates the universe. The game of life is vast and complex, and often the paths before us seem clouded by confusion or uncertainty. At such times, it is this sacred voice within that offers direction, quiet, yet unwavering. The challenge lies not in finding this voice, but in trusting it, especially when it contradicts what the mind believes to be logical or safe. The divine guidance that intuition offers may lead us down unfamiliar roads, away from comfort zones and predictable outcomes. Yet it is precisely through this guidance that true growth, breakthrough, and fulfillment are achieved. It invites us to step beyond fear and habit, to embrace the unknown with courage and faith. This inner knowing often arrives as a subtle nudge, a feeling of peace about a decision, or a sudden insight that illuminates the next step. It is patient and persistent, always available to those who cultivate stillness and openness within. The practice of tuning in, whether through meditation, prayer, quiet reflection, or simply pausing amid life's busyness, is essential to hearing this divine voice clearly. When the mind is calm and the heart is receptive, intuition flows freely, guiding us with perfect timing and precision. Surrendering to divine guidance is an act of profound trust. It means releasing the illusion of control and acknowledging that there is a higher wisdom at work beyond our own reasoning. This surrender does not imply passivity or inaction. Rather, it empowers us to act boldly and decisively in alignment with a greater plan. It is the difference between forcing our will upon life and moving gracefully with the currents of divine flow. When we follow intuition, doors open, obstacles dissolve, and synchronistic events align to support our journey. Moreover, divine guidance nurtures a sense of peace and confidence even amid uncertainty. When we are anchored in this sacred connection, fear loses its grip, and doubt is replaced by a deep knowing that we are exactly where we need to be. This trust transforms challenges into opportunities for growth and reveals the hidden blessings woven into every experience. The journey of following intuition is also a journey of self-discovery and spiritual awakening. It calls us to develop discernment, distinguishing between the voice of ego, fear, or societal conditioning, and the pure guidance of the soul. As we refine this ability, we step into a life of greater harmony, purpose, and fulfillment. The divine guidance within us is a constant companion, an ever-present source of light that leads us home to our highest self. In the sacred game of life, intuition is the divine GPS, guiding us to move not just forward, but forward with grace and wisdom. To embrace this guidance is to align with the universe itself, dancing in harmony with the unseen forces that shape our destiny. The more we listen, trust, and act upon this inner voice, the more we become co-creators with the divine, playing the game of life with mastery, joy, and inspired purpose. Gratitude and forgiveness are the twin keys that unlock the door to a life of boundless abundance, peace, and joy. They are not just noble ideals or polite gestures, but powerful, spiritual practices that shift the very vibration of our being and invite the divine flow of blessings into our lives. When we cultivate gratitude, we align ourselves with the energy of abundance rather than lack. Gratitude is a conscious acknowledgement of the good already present in our lives, and this acknowledgement opens the floodgates for more to enter. It is like a magnetic force that draws to us the riches of the universe, because what we appreciate appreciates. The more we focus on what we are thankful for, the more reasons we find to be thankful. This creates a beautiful upward spiral, a momentum of positivity that transforms not only our internal world but also our external reality. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is the liberating act that clears away the heavy burdens of resentment, anger, and bitterness that block the flow of divine blessings. Holding on to grudges or past hurts is like building walls around our hearts, cutting ourselves off from the abundance that is our natural right. Forgiveness does not mean condoning wrongdoing or forgetting lessons learned. Rather, it is the conscious choice to release the emotional charge and free ourselves from the prison of victim. When we forgive, we lighten our spirit, and this lightness allows the universe to move freely through us, bringing healing, joy, and prosperity in ways we may never have imagined. Together, gratitude and forgiveness create a fertile ground for miracles. They transform scarcity into plenty, conflict into harmony, and despair into hope. By practicing gratitude, we train our minds to see the blessings hidden even in challenges, recognizing that every experience carries a gift for our growth and enlightenment. This shift in perspective rewires our brain to focus on possibility rather than limitation, on solution rather than problem. Gratitude changes the vibration of our thoughts and emotions, aligning us with the natural law of attraction that responds to positive energy with positive outcomes. Forgiveness complements this by removing the energetic blockages that prevent blessings from flowing. When resentment lingers, it anchors us to the past and drains our vitality, making it difficult to receive new opportunities. Forgiveness is the key to unlocking this stagnation. It opens the heart chakra, allowing love, compassion, and abundance to pour in. It restores balance and harmony within, which then radiates outward to our relationships, work, and environment. In forgiving others and equally important, forgiving ourselves, we reclaim our power and invite the fullness of life to express itself through us. Both gratitude and forgiveness require conscious effort and commitment. They are daily practices, like tending a sacred garden, where each act of appreciation and each moment of letting go nurtures our spiritual growth and aligns us more closely with divine abundance. They teach us that true wealth is not measured by material possessions alone, but by the richness of our inner life and our capacity to love and accept life fully. When we embrace gratitude and forgiveness, we open ourselves to a limitless wellspring of blessings. The universe responds to this openness with generosity, bringing into our lives relationships, health, opportunities, and experiences that reflect the abundant nature of the divine. In this way, gratitude and forgiveness are not just virtues, they are the very keys to playing the game of life at its highest level, where abundance flows effortlessly and joy becomes our natural state.